Hey guys, this is Ming Jong and welcome to the US stocks watch list. And this watch list is actually for tonight's market or today's market if you are in the US. And let's get started. So first is actually Geo, that's from last Sunday. I think Geo has been performing very well. So definitely there is very shallow pullback last week and Friday got a reversal bar right here. So far I think this is one of the best stocks and outperforming stocks definitely going up. So that's some trend rally, very shallow pullback and then just breakout last week despite a volatility in the stock market. But look at how shallow the pullback is. So this is really one of the strong stocks that's definitely be trading. And I think that should be yesterday is actually a reversal bar. So that should signal that could attempt to have a breakout of the previous high. So if you can just take out of yesterday high, then I think it should become a valid entry for the breakout while you can put your stop just below the swing low. Okay, so that's very straightforward. And one thing that I need to emphasize is that uh, what does it take or how it actually classify as a true breakout. So if you pay attention to my past videos, you probably aware that, but just in case you just forgot or not aware, then the filter that I actually use is using the hourly time frame. So because my time zone is actually like night time, so usually started at 9:30 p.m. So after 1 hour, so it means it's like 10:30 p.m. Then I will just assess whether it actually commit above. So I really want to see it can actually commit above the high yesterday. Okay, so in this case means that the high yesterday is 45.2. So if you can commit above in the first hourly bar, like say 45.2521, then that's a valid breakout to me. If showing some kind of the rejection or as long as it's just below 45.2 means like 45.1519, then it's still a no-go to me unless it can commit below at the second hour and so on. So I think it's definitely good for you if you are in the US because the time zone really suits you and you can monitor the market. And at the end of the day, if you can just commit above the high from yesterday, then certainly it's a breakout. Otherwise, it's a no-go. So this is how I use the hourly time frame as a filter. If you can commit in the hourly chart, the hourly bar commit above, then I think it's a breakout trade to me. So that's how I manage that. So that's GO, and next is calm. So calm is actually really calm for the past few days. So I think the market has been very volatile, but look at calm. So it just kind of hang on above this axis line. So the support actually working, and so far I don't really see threatening uh, volume. So I think that's a really good sign. So I put my alert right here, 53.72. So as long as I can commit above, means commit above this bar, the high of this bar. I think that's a valid breakout. Then you should really just go to test a higher target. There are a few, maybe here, here, and here. So quite a few. While you can put your tight stop just below the swing low because this is kind of a breakout, pulling back, then coming above, then that should become a support. So just in case it just turn, break down, then this trade is no longer valid, then I think you should just come back to test the next support. So it's really up to you where you want to put your support. So for me, I would like to use a tight support, or you can just use a very wide stop as well. Okay, so that's calm from last Sunday and also HRB from last Sunday. This trade is probably still valid. The breakout trade I put my alert probably on yesterday high. So here, so as long as it can commit above yesterday high is a breakout trade to me. So let's say I use the hourly chart, and if you can commit above, then I think if you want, use this kind of the flag type or use a horizontal support. I think either way works well. And you can also put your stop just below, I think maybe below this bar. So this is the breakout bar. Okay, so that's kind of like breaking out and then pulling back. That's something like a reversal. So we're trading the breaking out, pulling back, assumption rally, backing out, reversal. So that's HRB. I think that's from last Sunday as well. Okay, SWIR, that's new. Okay, so SWIR is actually quite a outperforming stocks. So pretty much, I think today's stocks that I share with you, or I think there are still maybe 5 or 6. You can find it in the watch list that I actually compile and update almost every day in the membership site. So later I will just show you, and definitely you do not want to miss that. And let's just go through the stock first. So definitely a lot of the courses view, Samsung rally, backing up, breaking out a few days ago. So far, I quite like this kind of the stocks, especially is outperforming stocks. Um, like if you refer back to my video from last Sunday, you probably recall that I talked about a potential market bottom based on the seasonality of the midterm elections, and also based on the current market behavior, it certainly looks like it. Although I think during the market bottoming process, it could be very volatile. So in this case, some of the outperforming stocks will start working and you will start seeing the breakout is working. So that should be a sign for you to keep trading. If the breakout keep failing, then that means it's still a no-go. The market environment is still quite choppy. Then it's definitely we need to get out and just wait for another time. But so far, I think these outperforming stocks are still working. So just can start propping some small position. And for this, SWIR maybe just focus on this little structure. We got a handle forming. So this is like something really backing up. Okay. So on this day, there's a breakout comes with increasing of the volume, but second bar here, there's some kind of high volume spike, but got some rejection. So yesterday is sort of forming an RME or the inside day. Um, so it's kind of still looking good as at least it's still committing above the support. Okay, this is quite important support. So I'm waiting for breakout to take off the high of this bar. So there's somewhere around 26.4745, doesn't matter. So what you need to focus is the high of this bar, which is 26.37. So you can just commit above. For my filtering, the factor process is using the hourly chart. But if you can wait or if you have time to monitor the chart for the whole day, then definitely watch out. If you use a hourly time frame, then come back at the last hour. Make sure it's still above. Otherwise, if it fell below, then probably still a no go because it's kind of a fake out, so like a fake breakout. And if there's indeed a breakout, something like this, then I think it could be safer if you put your stop just below this first breakout bar. Okay, so because I think one of the benefits to use a mechanical stop as a wider stop loss. Mechanical means that you just key in your stop in your broker, like Swing or the Chinese broker, Tiger, Mumu, or Weibo, doesn't matter. You have a lot of buffer. So a lot of time you might see the market is too choppy, too volatile, then it could do something like this. Oh, sorry, maybe do this. Okay, so it could do something like this, like forming a shadow, then stop you out if you put your stop too tight, like just below this bar. So ideally, you can put your stop here. That there's nothing wrong because as long as it actually commit below this high here, commit below, then I think we should really just exit first. Otherwise, it could really just go the way. So there's a kind of a early exits, but sometimes it's just like intraday. Okay, so intraday, then just have a spring, then take out some of the stop, then going back up. So that's quite possible as well. So in case it happened, then just don't really key in the mechanical stop, just to close. If you want to use a very tight stop, then use the manual stop. Means that you are able to monitor the chart, monitor the price, then you manually just close it. So it means like if you use a first hour, the hourly time frame to filter or as your filter, then after the first hour, if it close below here, then you can just manually exit, because sometimes maybe it's only the first 5 minutes or the first 10 minutes, then you have a spring, then coming back up, but still can stay above. So that's why I suggest just to use the mechanical stop just below this. So a wider stop loss is fine as well, give you a bit more buffer. So that's all for SWIR. So for breakup trade. So for TAP, so you can see that although the market is still very choppy, there are still quite a lot of the stocks. They are tradable. Nice structure, not too volatile for TAP. It's a beverage company. So very typical chart. So we got a potential reaccumulation. So that's sort of like LPS forming. So that is like maybe a minor sign of the strength, minor sign of strength rally. So first rejection. So first attempt to break out, but fair rejection. But I really like the reaction. So it's quite shallow, and it's charging up, and also coming above this previous resistance. So I think that's quite important. So at the moment, I put the pivot point here. So that's based on the high of this bar, where we see there's a rejection tail with a spike of the volume. So as long as you can take out the high of this bar, so I put my alert here, then I think it could be a breakout trade with your stop just placed below this bar. So I put the stop somewhere around 55.6. Okay, that's tap based on a breakout. So ACHC. So ACHC is also and outperforming stocks. So I like this kind of the structure, having big courses view. So there's a big structure, courses view, center trend rally, backing up as a trading range. Then recently is kind of having a center trend rally. So this is again a fractal. So center trend rally. So this is a buying climax, automatic reaction, secondary test, phase C, center trend rally, backing up. So at the moment, the backup actually comes with decreasing of the volume. So backing up comes with decreasing of the volume. That's a good thing. So yesterday it's sort of forming a reversal. Okay, so it's trading like the reversal from the backing up here. So this is the backing up. So this is a reversal, and hopefully you can just keep going up and also take out the resistance. All right, so that's also another alert here, 75.22. So that's pretty much like a breakout, because this is kind of the first confirmation early entry. So break of this flag pattern. So that's a breakout here. So while you can put your stop just below the swing low, is very straightforward. So swing low could be somewhere around here, 71.1. So that's fine. Otherwise, you could still put it somewhere below 69.9. So that's just below the hammer to give you a bit more buffer. So supply has been decreasing. I believe that it could have another attempt to test the high right here. So the next one is MERC. So MERC is also an outperforming stock. Definitely you can see it right here. So we got a breaking out. So quite a deep pullback, but you can see that's quite volatile as well. Supply has been decreasing. That's a good thing. So next is just kind of waiting for a breakout. So I really want to see a commitment above here, 94.8. So if you can commit above by a breakout, then likely you could still go to higher targets. While you can put your stop, I like to use wider stop as a mechanical stop. So that could be somewhere around 90.1. Okay, so that's one. So I say you can definitely use a tighter stop. If it breaks out, then eventually fail coming back, breaks below, then I think you could also take an early exit. So otherwise, like yesterday could be a good example. Like if if you buy somewhere around here, or even if you buy the breakout, then suddenly it just coming back, then have a test. So yesterday is sort of like a test or spring below the previous swing low, then take out spring, then close above. So there's a there's sort of like compromise because have a tight stop. So use a wide stop. Then if you want to have early stop, use a manual stop. I think that should be better. Next is $3. So DLTR is also an outperforming stocks, although very volatile in this period. So get up, get down. So, but overall, I think the structure looks really encouraging and very bullish. So after the sell off, we have a tested the access line, then have also contraction of the volatility. So that's a good sign for a rally up. And after that, we see that there's a breakout here. So there's a previous swing high, take out, have a pullback. So the pullback is quite shallow, so that's why I really like that. So yesterday, this sort of breakout already. So breakout of what? Breakout of the smaller time frame. So I think if you look at this, the hourly chart, you can definitely see that there is sort of an axis line. Uh, this bar, so using the high of this bar as a pivot, I think there's one rejection, then attempt to reject, then eventually just a breakout. So I think breakout already happened. So if we trade this kind of the breakout, then I think we should really just put a stop just below the swing low. I think that should be fine. So if the market is getting normal or not too choppy, then hopefully this kind of the outperforming stocks could really still go up. First target is definitely here. Then before there could be a pullback, then maybe some consolidation before a breakout. That's the three. So yesterday already breakout. So depends on how you assess it. So if you can just keep going up and take out the high from of the yesterday bar, or simply just consolidate for the first few hours above this line here, this intermediate support line, then I think that could be a go for the the hourly chart breakout. So next one is Lantis. So Lantis is also another outperforming stocks. So far, it has been consolidating. So there's kind of like point climax, automatic reaction, secondary test, testing B. So after the few tests, so after the reaction, it's forming a higher low, then followed by another test with decreasing of the supply, and also for the past few days is also another test. So that's really like probably buy on the test. So it's not like a breakout trade. It's just like buy on the test while you put your stop. Then safely just put it below the swing low here, because there's a first test, second test, there's a third test with a bit of the contraction of the volatility, and also can tell from the price and also the volume as well. So it's getting lesser and lesser. I think that's an encouraging sign. Uh, if it can just move up, then I think you should really just attempt to break, then followed by another pullback before you can just challenge all time high again. So that's like this. All right, PRVA. Okay, PRVA is also another outperforming stocks, but you can see it's sort of forming a large base. It's not really that close to the 52 weeks high like the stocks that I show you. And so far, there is a chance that it can still keep charging up because that's the first time of the breakout. Then after that, we see that there is a reaction followed by a test. Then yesterday, I think it continued the breakout. So this is sort of like another breakout trade. So we already see that the pullback comes with decreasing of the volume, so that's an encouraging sign. So as long as it can still commit above for the first hour, then I think that's a valid breakout trade with your stop just below this long hammer. Okay, so definitely we need to see it actually commit above the high right here. So that's the resistance actually formed. So far, I think we need to adjust it to this because of the spike of the volume. So as long as it can still come in above the high of this the bar here, then that should be a valid breakout trade. So next is Celsius. So Celsius is actually forming a very large base, so more than 1 year. So from 2021. So far, we definitely see that there is breakout happen. So there's a first attempt breakout of a reaction, then there's a valid breakout, have a mild reaction, and it's actually commit above this exercise. I think that's good. So far, we want to see. I think could really just go either way because it's sort of like assumption rally backing up, and yesterday is sort of like a test bar, so that could be a buy point. So buy on a test bar, it probably will just somewhere around here 74.85 because if you buy on a test bar means that you could technically buy somewhere around here, okay, with your stop just put below. Yeah, so there's a buy on a test bar with the anticipation to go up to test here, then hopefully you can just keep going up. All right, so that's Celsius. All right, I think we are done for the US stocks. So pretty much these stocks are really for tonight's market. But if the setup is still valid, then just keep it till next week. I don't think we could really see all the triggers for today's. And if you have not, if you are yet to see this watch list, then definitely you want to log into the membership site. It's right at the top of this tab. So outperforming stocks, potential future leadership. So I very much updated this every day. Okay, I actually updated it today as well, so I need to change the date to 15. So once I update it, I will actually just highlight the stocks that I updated today. So if you are log in every day, then you could really tell or update your own watch list very easy. Yeah, this is $1.03. Okay, so because the watch list is just quite a lengthy watch list, like sometimes like even that I run through with you for today's watch list is good for really good for today, but if the price doesn't really go to our desired direction, then it probably will just have a delay, then might be in a few more days, might be in a week. So definitely I'll just go back to the watch list and you can definitely find quite a lot of the setup.
If you want to catch my latest videos, click on the subscribe button and the bell right now so that you get instant notification once I upload my latest video. If you want to check out my online courses, go to tradeprecise.com to find out how to profit consistently from any market without using complex indicator or understanding any financial statement, no matter you are trading or investing.